Hey folks, it's Charlie here from Charlie in the Rain. And this year, 2025, has been such a stacked year for me discovering new music. But obviously, there are highlights in it. And the artist I'm sitting down with today has one of my favorite songs that was released this year and that I've discovered this year. So I'm so excited to be chatting with her today. Oh my gosh, I am literally fangirling over here. It is Gena Stone, who's just releasing an EP. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah, and thank you. That's so sweet to hear. But I want to know which song it is now.
Yes,
Um,
okay. We'll get into that shortly.
yeah. But yeah, I'm good. The EP came out this morning, so feeling, yeah, very surreal and very, yeah, grateful, happy.
It
Yeah.
feels like, I don't know if it feels this way to you because you've probably been amping up to this for so long, but it feels like
Mm.
such a great time to be receiving this EP. We're in like early November, mid-November. It's a very odd time of year. Some people are still getting over the middle of the year craze, and then Halloween just happened. People are in Christmas mode already. It's a great time to kind of just stop and absorb this beautiful piece of work. Or so at least for me, it feels like such a perfect time for you to be releasing this.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. It was quite intentional. I was like, when can I do this that's kind of chill, but also still, relevant before December, Christmas craziness kicks in. Yeah. So I'm glad to be wrapping up the year with this coming out. It's really nice to kind of top everything off. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I feel like you've just gotten in that right window. Like 1 week later, it would have started to get swept
Yeah.
up in the Mariah Carey streaming
Yeah.
world.
Literally. Yeah.
But yeah, we are talking today about this EP. As we're recording, you've literally just released it hours ago, which is crazy. It's called Screaming Loving. It is such a great body of work. Can you tell us a bit about this EP as a whole?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of started over 5 years ago, I would say. I wrote some of the first songs I wrote from it, I would have been like 2021. And then I created a lot of them while I was at uni. And then, yeah, just started fleshing them out more with my friends. My friend Ethan, who's a producer, and yeah, and then they've all kind of fit together. I had a short list of a bunch more songs, but these were the final five that, yeah, fit on this one. And yeah, it's just been a lot of tweaking and editing and finessing and figuring it all out, but it's been really fun. And I feel like they all kind of fit really well together, looking back on it now, which is really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, there's 5 tracks. 3 of these you've released previously as singles. 2 of them are brand new for this EP that's out now. Can you walk us through these two brand new tracks to us? We've got Expectations and then that title track, Screaming Loving. Yeah, can you tell us a
Mhm.
bit about each of these tracks?
Yeah, for sure. Expectations was a song I co-wrote with my friend Ethan during our first ever writing session together. And we wanted to kind of create this idea of an anti-love song, I guess. So if you're in a situationship and we've all been there where it's you're wondering why they're not texting you back or blah blah blah, they're acting bad, whatever. You kind of just take that, push that energy away and say no, I don't need that. So yeah, it's kind of just an empowering, fun, uplifting song that kind of flips the narrative on that, I guess, which is really nice. And it was really fun to make and lighthearted, and it's so fun to perform live. So that's definitely, yeah, a fun one on the EP. And then Screaming Loving is probably the most dramatic, kind of dreamy, moody one. It's probably the most polar opposite to Expectations. Yeah, I kind of just played a bunch of different instruments on this song and wanted to, yeah, just make it a really nice kind of final track, outro. I feel like it's, yeah, kind of ends the EP on this kind of like dreamy state, and fades out really nicely in comparison to some of the more maybe like upbeat, like faster pop songs that are on there. It's more of a, yeah, kind of ethereal, like closing track. So yeah, there's a lot of different instruments in it. There's like flutes and all of these different guitars and keys, and yeah, so it's really nice.
Yeah, oh, I love it. I really love when there's that track that sort of like it ends it all off. It's that perfect like bow at the end, but then you can also add it to your normal like playlist and listen to it outside of the formatted like 5 songs in the order. It kind of feels like it has different lives when you approach it in those different ways to listen to it.
Yeah, true. I love that. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely the one that like on a road trip, like windows down, sets the mood for that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we said, these 2 new tracks are joining 3 previously released singles. You've got Silhouette, Grown, and my personal favorite track that I've genuinely been so in love with, Blame Satin. I am like so excited. There's now the full body of work together with all of these tracks because I have been listening to Blame Satin so many times. It is kind of insane. Like if we look at where this like EP is going to set off in my listening, it's going to already be like one of my most listened to EPs just because of Blame Satin.
That's so nice to hear. I love that. It's resonated so much with you. That's really cool.
Yeah, I feel like I literally have like my main piece of jewelry. I've got a satin necklace. My first tattoo was of satin. So I'm just like, it's sitting in my world. Let me blame these planets.
Yeah. That's so good. Yeah, the funny thing about that song was I don't know if I subconsciously knew the meaning around Saturn and had kind of just forgotten when I was writing the lyrics, but I think we used the planet Saturn because it rhymed with a different lyric. Like I could have chosen any planet, kind of the idea was blaming the moon, blaming the planets, but then we chose Saturn. And then I looked into the deeper meaning of Saturn because I had a vague idea, but I wanted to know, well, you know, what I was singing about. And it exactly lined up to the meaning of the lyrics and the message in the song, which was, yeah, really cool. I was like, whoa, that was the planets. Blame it on the planets for that. It was meant to be. So yeah, that was cool.
Oh, I love it. It very much feels like the song where it's like you've got out your candles, you've got the cards, and it's just like there has to be a higher power intervening here, and it's not my fault.
It just has to be. It's the way it is.
Yes. Oh, as I said, like obsessed with that track, which has then led me to loving this full EP. But you mentioned before there was so many tracks when you get to that stage where it's like, okay, we need to cut down to that final point. I'd love to ask, like in your own words, as obviously the person who has the most to do with all of these tracks, they're so personal to you as you've made them. What do you think, or what would you best say is that like linking invisible thread through these tracks, through this EP? What brings it all together for you?
I think that would be, so I kind of relate it to the title, which is Screaming Loving. A lot of the lyrics and messaging are kind of contrasting. Like Silhouette is quite, it's about an internal battle. So it's quite like, the lyricism is actually quite heavy, but it feels lighthearted, I guess. And then, yeah, Blame Saturn is obviously quite introspective as well. And then you've got Expectations, which is like kind of flipping that on its head. And then Grown as well, which is kind of like coming to terms with like self-love and all of that. So I kind of wanted to tie them all together through that idea of screaming loving and this contrast of like some days you're screaming, some days you're loving, some days you're screaming about loving. Like it's kind of all part of it, and that's just life, I guess. And yeah, so that's kind of how I saw it, all fitting together is kind of all of these different journeys and emotions and things that we feel, which is, yeah, that's the narrative for me. But I think it'll relate to other people differently, maybe.
Yeah, it's such a unique thing where it's like any given day, you're going to relate more to a different track on this EP. You're going to gravitate more towards that different sort of feeling, even though you're looking at the same picture, like everyone's feeling different things with the same source material and the same like day-to-day lives. So it's such an
Mm.
interesting thing that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how people receive it and hear which songs are people's favorites. And yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then when people are going in to this listening experience, they're pressing play, whether it's for the first time on the full EP, the hundredth time if they're like me and have had Blame Satin on repeat all year. I'd love to ask what you would recommend is the ideal listening experience. Where are we? What are we doing when we press play?
Um, oh, that's such a hard question. I feel like I have two settings. One is just going on a walk,
Mm.
like, after a long day, walk at sunset by yourself, headphones on, taking some mindful breaths. And then I feel like the other one, I feel like it's a nice kind of like you could listen to this if you're having a few drinks with friends, the girls are over burning some incense, we're chatting, that's where I see it because maybe it's because I've played it a lot in my house and I live in a share house with three of my best friends. So they've listened to it a million times in that exact setting. So sparking a memory there. But yeah.
I love that. And it's also like you can do both of those. You can have it to yourself, those personal moments. And then once you've like resonated with the certain tracks, you bring it to other people and you're like, hey, like this is my experience with it. Share yours. Like let yourself get into it now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And one of my favorite ways after experiencing this myself and listening so much to the recorded versions is to hear that live show, hear it all come together in the whole new aspect. I am having the biggest FOMO at what you've got coming up because you are doing a full band launch show for this coming up in about a month. Can you tell us some details of this launch show? How can we hear this EP live?
Yeah, so I'm doing a show in Redfern in Sydney. On at the Everly Hotel. They've just opened like a new band room upstairs and it's quite small. So I'm hoping that everyone's gonna fit in the room. But yeah, I just really wanted to, it's on the 20th of December, so really close to the end of the year. I just kind of wanted to like have a full band show that's really fun. Get all my friends and family there. I've got Allardyce supporting, who are amazing local Sydney band. So yeah, it's just going to be a really fun night and going to play all of the songs from the EP, maybe chuck in a little Christmas carol. It would feel like it. And yeah, it's going to be great. I might play the flute in it. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yes. Oh, I have the biggest FOMO. I first read this and thought it was like 20th of November. And I was like, oh my God, I can be here. I can get to this show. And then I reread it. I'm like, oh, December. I'm gonna be living vicariously through social media videos for this one.
Next time we'll get there.
Absolutely, yes. But for those like me who are going to be living vicariously and missing out on this experience, for people who are on the fence going, do I buy a ticket? Oh, I don't know. I've never seen this artist live before. Could you tell us a bit about what we can expect from your live performance without giving like too much away and like, without spoiling the whole effect for us? Can you tell us a little bit what we might see at this show?
Well, you'll see my beautiful band. We've got some nice keys in there, some drums, some guitars, maybe the flute. So that's really nice when I get to play with them. It's kind of a rare occasion, I feel like, to bring the full band. So that's really fun. Yeah, I feel like you can expect the songs maybe in a slightly different format to how you hear them recorded. I try to make some of them very similar to the recording, and then some of them kind of maybe more to how they were originally written, because I feel like it's nice to hear in that live setting a little bit of contrast. And yeah, you can probably expect some of my family members to be really excited. That's usually a common occurrence.
Yes, oh, I love it. We have so many local shows up here where it's like you recognize the family members because they're at every gig out the front singing and dancing. It's the most wholesome thing.
So good. Yeah, my grandmother is 83. She'll probably hate that I said that online, but she's up the front, she's dancing,
Mhm.
she's going for it. It's very sweet.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I think G Flip, their Nana also comes to like every Melbourne show, and you just look around at the crowd. It's like everyone's in their like, like mid-20s sort of like energy. And then there's just like the Nana up there. I'm like, bless. I love it.
That is so cute. Yeah, nanas are the best.
Yeah. Oh, and I'd love to ask, this EP is now out everywhere. Whether
Yeah.
people are pressing play for the first time and just discovering you as an artist, people who've been following you for ages, anyone in between, I'd love to ask how we can best support you and let you and the world know that we are loving this EP.
I think the messages I get is so nice hearing from people. It's like, yeah, that they enjoy a certain song. Yeah, obviously listening is amazing, and I'm going to be releasing some merch, so that will, yeah, if people like that as well, maybe I'll put some satins on there.
Do it, yes.
Yeah, I think just listening and yeah, whenever I get a nice message from someone, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I think it's nice to be able to, yeah. Sometimes it feels like you're just throwing music into the void, but it's really cool when people tell me like certain lyrics that they like and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, it's something that I feel like artists all the time are like, oh yeah, like I love receiving these messages. But as a fan, it's kind of like, is it weird to message this artist and say like I've been loving this song? Or like, are they going to be like, oh, okay?
No, I don't personally, I don't find it weird. I mean, maybe on the scales of massive celebrities, they're probably, yeah, to me as a small artist, it's very cool and very surreal.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I did message you like earlier this year about Blame Saturn.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And yeah, you mentioned like just give a listen to the EP. I'd love to ask, where would you say is the best place we can listen to this? Where would you prefer that we give a listen to this?
That's a tough one. I don't really, I don't really have an answer for that one. I mean, Bandcamp is great. That's amazing. But obviously everyone has their own different platforms that they're using. Yeah. Certain sound quality is better. I would just recommend good headphones, if any.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're chatting about listening to music, and a big thing I love to do in these interviews is hear who you're listening to. So I'd love to ask if we could take a sneak peek into your playlist and hear which acts in your local music scene, in the scene across the country, have you been listening to and loving and would love to give a shout out to today.
Yeah, for sure. That's tricky. I feel like Australian right now, have Hatchie's album on repeat. Yeah, it's so good. I feel like that's going to be my summer album. I've been listening to a lot of Swap Meet. They're not from Sydney, but yeah, saw them at South by Southwest and they were amazing. So yeah, I've been loving that. It's really like nice and relaxing, but also grungy and pretty. So yeah, it's very cool. Locally, Hannah Brewer, her new song is like addictive. It's so good. And yeah, I feel like I need to actually look at my playlist. Yeah.
Yeah. No, those are some really solid recs. I have heard so much praise lately for Swap Meet. I'm like, it's a name on my list. I'm like, I need to get into them. But I've heard so many people saying great things lately.
Yeah, they're really great, really amazing live as well. Yeah.
Oh, I love those picks. Also, the Hatchie pick makes so much sense. Like from listening to your music, I'm like, I see the parallels there.
Oh, Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah, she's very cool.
Yeah, I saw her Big Sound set and it was packed. Like
Um,
you couldn't get in if you weren't already there 20 minutes early because everyone was just they were there like we have to see this.
yeah. Oh, another one that just popped into my head is Rage Flower, who's local. And
Mm.
yeah, that EP, her EP is insane. Like amazing. And I'm really keen to see a live show.
That was another one at Big Sound. I think that was the first performance like of my whole Big Sound experience. The little room we were in was just cramped. Like no one could move. You could barely dance
Yeah.
because so many people flocked out for that show. Again, phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. I'm jealous.
Oh no, so much like insane talent in our local scenes right now. It's kind of like I don't have time to listen to everyone, but everyone is so good.
Yeah, yeah. Big Sound sounded like there was so much. So yeah, very cool.
Yes. Oh, and yeah, I'm just so excited this EP is out because yeah, I can't say it any other way. I have been loving your music this year. Ever since I first pressed play on Blame Satin, I'm like in your world. I'm like, whatever's
Oh.
coming out, I know I'm gonna be loving. And this EP is so, so good. Thank you for sharing it with us for one. And for like releasing these songs for us to listen to. And thank you again for making the time to chat about it because I've been nerding out about it in my little corner. I'm like, I just need to chat about these tracks.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice to hear. Yeah, it's been a really fun year and really fun putting out all of the different songs, and it feels very nice to be kind of tying it in a little bow with the EP. So it's cool.
Yes, perfectly in time for like to capitalize on this year, to be like, this is my 2025 for you all.
This is what I did. I did nothing else. No, I'm joking. I
Honestly
did.
real. And what I did this year and nothing else was just listen to this EP.
It's a productive year.
No, thank you so much for making the time to chat.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.